Easton Hurd.
Sam Marchand joining you here from Joannes Park on the east side of Green Bay. It has been an interesting couple first innings here for the Blue Ribbons. They have put 2 up on the board, and apologize for the delay and the audio of getting to you. It has been an interesting couple of days here for myself and Dom D'Angelo. He will not be joining us on the air today. He is going to focus on producing and getting things going here so far. But your Blue Ribbons, they scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and it was Mason Sequin coming around to score after a walk to lead off the second inning. And Easton Arndt, same thing in the top half of the inning. So, Ribbons up 2-0 here, and pitching a good one so far is Braden Steinbecker. Due up for the Beavers, it's going to be 9 top, Atticus Beatty, and then Zach Schneider and Carlos Walta. Sam Marchand here on Blue Ribbons Media Network. We'll be back. Sam Marchand bringing you the top half of the third, and Braden Steinbecker pulls the curtain out underneath Atticus Beatty. Steinbecker played short for the Blue Ribbons in the first game of this doubleheader. They lost 10-3, and now he's ahead 0-2 the count to Beatty, second baseman here for the Beavers. Spoils one away to the right side and stays alive. Count remains 0-2. Steinbecker, that changeup is a good 10 miles an hour off the fastball, sitting around 87. Changeup 75-76 range. Deals. Spoils the pitch right side. Enough room for Boone Kurst to head over near the Blue Ribbons dugout. Give a little wave over to his fellow teammates. And that's good for out number 1 in the top half of the third. Back to the top of the lineup. It was a leadoff single up the middle for Zach Schneider. Got into a little bit of trouble, did Steinbecker back in that first. Walked Walta, but then turned up a double play and a ground out to the second baseman, Garrett Brown. Blue Ribbons going different defensive lineup, switching it out, seeing a good look from a couple of different guys. Count even at 1-1 here. Aside from an error as TJ Tarnowski reached, an error by the shortstop for the Ribbons. Nobody has reached since Walta back in the first. Zachary Grossman getting the start at short. Schneider popped up, coming back here, and off the top of the overhang. Count runs full at 3-2. Steinbecker trying to strike out the beer batter here and give buy one, get one to the fans of PBR here at the Joe. Steinbecker deals. Did he go? Check over to first base, and no signal from the first base umpire. Schneider reaches on a walk. Spoils a pitch, does Carlos Walta, the center fielder. Walked last time up. Runner on first and one away. Checking the runner over at first. Schneider back with a dive in head first. Walta had a good game one. Started things off with a walk here, and now spoils another pitch left side. Behind 0-2. He's fouled off a couple of pitches from Steinbecker. Steinbecker, a two-way player. Goes to St. Cloud, throws over to first, check the runner once more. Out of Manitowoc Lincoln, a freshman there at St. Cloud. Didn't get time on the bump this year, but Prep Baseball has a 94.3 exit velo, 6.8460, so he can fly. And drops one in there, strike three, closing the door on Carlos Walta. He'll go down looking. Two away here in the top half of the third. Joel Grunert on the mound for the Beavers, getting the win, going the distance, all seven in game one. Grounded into a double play to second baseman Garrett Brown, his first time up. First pitch misses low and away. Schneider stranded at first after he was walked. And that pitch misses high up in the zone. It goes 2-0. Talking to Coach Alstein. Walks and hit by pitches, just anything to keep players off of first base via the free pass. That was the main key. Game one, they didn't do that. Had 8 free passes, 3 hit by pitches, 5 walks through 7 innings. So far, Steinbecker giving up 2 walks, a walk in the first and a walk the second batter this inning in Zach Schneider. Deals a strike now to Gruner. Two away, 3-1 count. Gruner gonna get a pitch to hit here, see what Steinbecker does. Delivers. Breaking ball misses high and in, and that's the third walk, second of this inning.
Now, batting number 25, Brady Schultz.
If you're just joining or rejoining and you're like, what the heck has happened to the audio at any point throughout this one, it has been a touch of technology issues, just trying to understand exactly how Blue Ribbons have set up the stream in the past as Steinbecker goes fastball right down the pipe for strike one. Schultz grounded into an out at second base. Now pitch misses, outside, pulled it too far, did Steinbecker. Scrimmage day we had no video, then no audio. Today we had a little bit of troubles connecting the audio. Then we got it going, all 7 innings. You turn around, you do not a whole lot different, except turn the computer back on, try to go live stream once more, and not a single ounce of audio being picked up from the camera. Interesting in the way that works. But here we are, and we're so grateful that you're here. Schultz grounds into the shortstop, all the way across the field. It's a 6-3 ground out for Schultz. Steinbecker ends the inning, and Zachary Grossman eating it up over there at shortstop. Sam Marchand will be back for the Blue Ribbons half of the third. They lead 2-0. Blue Ribbons, half of the third here at historic Joannes Park. The Joe, as they call it. James Bornick up to bat, and good piece of information as the breaking ball misses for ball one. Bornick tied with Sam Conley with 35 doubles, approaching the franchise record for the Blue Ribbons. One more puts him over that mark. And Bornick, no stranger to doubles, had 33 in his career at Marion. Turns on that pitch, sends it and spoils to the right. Bayport grad for Bornick. Delivery here. Breaking ball misses again outside. Count goes 3-1. Schultz on the mound has ran into a little bit of trouble, had a lot of traffic so far, and that ball spoiled right into the Blue Ribbons. Everybody turns away, and ball boy sitting over there almost got a hot shot. Bornick, full count. Schultz, gonna deal. Leg kick. Delivers, and down on strikes is Bornick.
Number 24, Dawson Schmidt.
That brings up Schmidt. He reached in the top of the first, or bottom of the first, excuse me, on an error to the second baseman. And then stole third base, put himself in a position to score, but wasn't able to be driven in. Atticus Beatty is at second base. And Schmidt gonna drop a hit into left field. Gets it over the top of the shortstop, and it falls into the left field grass. Right in front of Pollock. A little bit of lineup changing happening before the start of this one. The Beavers had turned in their lineup. We got it set to go, and all of a sudden, starting should have been shortstop comes walking off the field. Schmidt pulls up before going into second base, and it'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice. Schultz will be retired. Excuse me, Schmidt will be retired as Boone Kirst reaches on the fielder's choice. Zachary Grossman, shortstop for the Blue Ribbons, struck out on a pitch in the other batter's box. Went down looking, and a bad call. That'll happen. Everybody's starting to get warmed up, umpires included. Two-way here in the bottom of the third. And Grossman takes a strike on a breaking ball. Ribbons haven't hit it all that well today, but they have done enough to manufacture some runs and hold a 2-0 lead here through 2 2/3. Grossman behind 0-2 in the count. Schultz will deliver. And breaking ball down on the dirt. Grossman is out. Drop third. Toss goes over to first base from the catcher. And Grossman is retired by Tarnowski. We're through 3. 7 going to be played here in the bottom half of this doubleheader. Sam Marchant bringing you Blue Ribbons baseball alongside Dom D'Angelo all summer long right here on Blue Ribbons Media Network. Ribbons lead 2-0. We're back on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. Sam Marchant, Dom D'Angelo, he's helping with the production side of things here in Game 2. And leading off the top half of the fourth is Justin Barkhurst over at third base on the defensive side of things. Steinbecker still on the mound dealing. Gets a hot shot fastball. Boonkhurst over at first base, trailing it slowly, trying to check it, but ball drops foul. That'll put the count at 1-1. Barkhurst, also the manager of this Beavers organization. Steinbecker pulls a fastball. One gets away from Fitzgerald back behind the dish. Fitzgerald filling in for the Blue Ribbons as they await for a lot of these guys to come into town yet. Not at full capacity, full strength here. We haven't even hit June yet. Nice weather. Temps are dropping slowly, but not too windy and not too many clouds in the sky. Barkhurst spoils right side. Count evens up 2-2. Steinbecker looks in for the sign, and time is called from Barkhurst. Steinbecker deals. Gets him on the high fastball and strikes out Barkhurst to begin the fourth inning. Send the ball around the horn, and Steinbecker dealing so far. Jersey comes untucked. He'll have to put that back in. Hobbles, runs off the field real quick. And I think he might have lost a button. Brings something over to his manager in Alstein. And that'll bring up TJ Tarnowski. Tarnowski, the catcher. Goes check swing, and Steinbecker misses the zone. It's a ball. Blows one right past him, fastball down the middle. Pulls the count to 1-1. Tarnowski just goes with it. Good piece of hitting. He's done that all day. Lots of singles for Tarnowski, finding a way to get on, and has moved himself into a position to be the first run of the game here for the Beavers. Not a whole lot of speed over at first base, so ground ball could turn into a double play opportunity here for the Blue Ribbons. They're set up at at double play length. Garrett Brown, second baseman for the Blue Ribbons. Zachary Grossman at shortstop. Both shaded over a little bit towards the second base bag. Pollock takes outside the second pitch in this at bat. Spoil right side and shading out of bounds. Ends up near the concession stand here at the Joe. We're located on Green Bay's east side. Joannes Park, right by East High School. Main entrance is down the right field line, back off of Kurtz Avenue. 2-2 the count, one away. Strikeout of Justin Barkhurst started this inning, high fastball. That's a double play opportunity. Goes to 2 for 1, and Grossman over to first, not in time. Paul Walk hustles down the first base line. But a comebacker to Steinbeck handles it well and grabs the second out of the inning. Check over at first base. Close play that time, but not in time. Steinbecker been commanding everything on top of the mound. Umpires in the field moves into a better position and drops a curveball in there. Curveball doesn't spin a whole ton. It's about the same amount of rotations as his changeup, but the velocity pulls some even more. So Steinbecker sitting at a fastball velo 85-87. The changeup sits around 75-76, and that curveball 72-75 range. Another chopper right back to him. Steinbecker over to Kirst at first base. Derek Hall is retired for the third out of the inning, and Steinbecker on a roll here, starting pitcher for the Blue Ribbons. See how long Coach Alstein wants to go. Ribbons lead 2-0 through 3 1/3. Sam Marchant, Dom D'Angelo on the production side of things. We'll be back here on the other side of this fourth inning. Sam Marchant back here as the Blue Ribbons trying to add to their 2-0 lead. Mason Sequin, Tyler Fitzgerald, Garrett Brown. That's who's due up. But at the same time, Coach Alstein went over to Rob Cook, the assistant manager for the Beavers. One of 2 subs the Beavers have left on their bench after Hundall had to leave. Sequin behind 0-2 in the count, and just does spoil the breaking ball, pulls on it. Reached on a walk, was sacrificed over to second by Fitzgerald, and then 2 pass balls. Wild pitches. One seemed to be a wild pitch. I'd like to give a wild pitch to the catcher, help out the catcher a little bit, fellow catcher in Tarnowski. And Sequin takes fastball outside for ball 1. Regardless, though, it was 2 balls to the backstop that allowed Sequin to score back in the 2nd. No runs in the 3rd, and here we are in the 4th. Sequin swings through the breaking ball and is out number 1 here as Schulz retires him.
Now batting number 41, Tyler Fitzgerald.
Still slipped on the D-line.
Couple of strikeouts swinging and a strikeout looking for Schulz. Other than that, a lot of balls in play here for the Blue Ribbons. Brings up Fitzgerald. Looks at a breaking ball that kind of looked like it was starting to come at him, but turns back into the zone and count even 1-1. That one laced into left field, right over the head of a hopping third baseman, Derek Hall, but just does poke it into left field, and Fitzgerald has himself aboard with a 1-out single.
Now batting number 1, Beavers and Blue.
Braden Plew will pinch hit for the second baseman, Garrett Brown. And I can imagine Plew goes in over at second base. There's some infield shifting. Got a handful of guys. Back pick to first base. Gets away down into right field, and Fitzgerald will advance. Tarnowski tried to go back pick on Fitzgerald that sent it sailing over the first baseman Gruner into right field, and Fitzgerald does enough to get to first base, or excuse me, advance up another base. Plew now with a runner in scoring position. 1 away. Looks at a ball down and away. And he swings through the second strike. Plew, a kid from Valparaiso, a junior, 12th in the league with 13 doubles. Pretty strong outfielder. Was a 7th ranked catch on SportsCenter's top 10 back on March 30th for Valparaiso this year. Drove a couple of home runs, 3 to be exact, and lets the breaking ball travel, tries to turn on it, but does just spoil it foul. Trying to extend the 2-0 lead. Full count to Plew. Fitzgerald on second has some decent speed. He punches it into right field, dying fast, but over there to make the catch and then sends a rocket to the third baseman is the right fielder, Zach Schneider. Schneider sure can cover a lot of distance over in right field. He's been playing pretty tight to the line, but has been able to make some plays in that right center gap and has allowed himself to take away a couple of spoiled base hits. That ball ends up in the dugout and looks like it may have caught the backside of someone over there. It's Boone Kerr standing up on the front of the fence. Someone got hit with it. It did not touch metal. Arndt fouls it away to the left side this time and out of play. Looking for their third hit of the game are the Ribbons. Just 2 of them so far, but Beavers have committed 3 errors. That was the problem for the Blue Ribbons back in the first game. So they lost 10-3 and committed 3 errors themselves, but also walked 5, hit 3. Arndt with a man on scoring position on second base. Looks at a ball outside. Pulls the count to 2-2. The lefty Easton Arndt, De Pere High School graduate, sophomore at Winona State. .430 on-base percentage, 39 hits, 31 runs. And Fitzgerald takes off to third base as that ball misses everything. Gets away from Tarnowski. So now all Arndt needs is really a single. Put something in play, a hard ground ball, commit an error, whatever it may be. Fitzgerald be coming home on anything. Full count 3-2. Arndt turns on one, laces it into right field, over the head of Schneider, and he'll get down. Arndt on his way to second base, and he'll stand up safely with a 2-out double. That adds a run here for the Blue Ribbons in the 4th. Good piece of hitting for Easton Arndt. Hurd now puts that ball into left field. Alstein gonna send Arndt around, and it's cut off instead of coming 4. Looks like they may have had a chance, but instead it's cut off by the third baseman Derek Hall out there in left field. Not too happy about it was Pollock. Thought he had a chance, but instead the Ribbons, they played 2 here in the bottom of the 4th with 2 away. And we'll get another pinch hitter here for James Bornick. Bornick will be pinch hit for by Noah Robinson. And takes the first pitch straight into his backside. Puts runners on first and second.
Now batting number 24, Dawson Schmidt.
Now the right fielder, Dawson Schmidt, will come up to bat. We'll get defensive changes for you on the other side of this one. Schmidt spoils one right to the pitcher and Scholes. And he's retired but not before the Blue Ribbons strike for 2 here in the bottom half of the 4th with 2 away. I'm Sam Marchant alongside Dom D'Angelo here doing the production. And Blue Ribbons, they take a 4-0 lead. Steinbecker back on the mound. We'll get defensive changes on the other side of this break. You're watching Blue Ribbons Media Network. Sam Marchant back here for the Blue Ribbons. Mason Sequin moves over from left field into center. And we have a flurry of defensive changes. Trey Butterfield is at second base. Drew Sadinsky now playing third base. And can't necessarily figure out who's over in left field. Can't get a zoom that far in from up here in the press box. But we'll figure it out, and we will give you the answer. Instead, it's Steinbecker striking out the opening batter of this 5th inning.
Now batting to be batter number 28, Zach Schneider. This batter strikes out. Let me buy one, get one free PBR for the remainder of the inning.
That brings the top of the order back up here for Zach Schneider. It was Aiden Thomas, the pinch hitter for Atticus Beatty. Spoils to the left side. A strike away from half-price beers here in the Joe. And instead, it's a sliding grab out there in left field. And hanging on to it, that's Easton Arndt. So just a little switch up. Arndt goes to left field. And out in center field is Mason Sequin. So they just switch positions out there defensively. Arndt came in, made a diving grab. This ball from Walta set into right field. Camped out underneath it. Out number 3 is Dawson Schmidt. Steinbecker on fire here for the Blue Ribbons. Looks like he might have the end of the line here through 5. Has allowed 2 hits, no runs. 4.5 done here at the Joe in Game 2. Your Blue Ribbons lead 4-0. I'm Sam Marchant, bringing you Blue Ribbons Media all summer long right here on Blue Ribbons Media Network. Boonkhurst leads it off for the 5th half of the inning, for the half of the 5th here for the Blue Ribbons. Sadzinski into the game for Zachary Grossman. Kurse spoils the first 2 pitches to the right side, foul. Schultz still out there shoving on the mound. And strike 3 to Boonkhurst. He goes down looking. 1, 2, 3. And that brings up Drew Sadzinski, a Notre Dame grad in class of 2025 over at UW La Crosse. Averages an 88.5 exit velo. So can stroke the ball pretty well for Sadzinski. Heading up third base in the top half of the 5th. And drives that ball out of play. The 0-1 down in the dirt and back to Schultz. Beavers defense hasn't looked as good here in Game 2 as it did in Game 1. Behind 2-0 in the count, and they've committed 3 errors so far through 4.5. Sadzinski takes a strike. That ball misses everything, splits through the legs of the umpire, and Tarnowski didn't even get a glove on it. Breaking ball from Schultz. Looks like they'll ride it out here with Schultz. And Sadzinski grounds one to third base. Going to be a tough play. Can't get it out of his hand. And another error for Derek Hall. We'll see truly what it's ruled. Nope, going to go an infield single. Would have been a tough play regardless for Hall over at third base. And he will not make the play. Beavers just have their numbers on the back of the jersey, so not entirely sure if Aiden Thomas checked into this game defensively after the pinch hit. Appears to be he's at second base. Beatty was over there before. Beatty, a smaller kid in terms of the height and stature. Sequin drives this into left center field. Shading over is the center fielder, camping under it. That's Welta, and 2 are away with a man on first here for the Blue Ribbons. That brings up Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald takes strike 1 on the outside corner. If you're just joining us late, how we've gotten here, it was a couple of just get a guy on and run some bases. Eason Hurd singled and got to second on an error by the second baseman in the first inning. Then a grounder to the right side and an error scored him. Fouled that in the second inning. Mason Sequin walked on the first appearance he saw of Schultz. Took off to second on a sacrifice bunt. Then grabbed third and home on a couple of balls that touched the backstop. Ball gets through second base. Trying to go first to third. He's going to be absolutely hosed over at third is Drew Sadinsky. Coach Alstein, an aggressive send. Fitzgerald has the single through the right side. But over in right field, we've talked about it before. Zach Schneider, an absolute cannon and doing a stellar job in the outfield defensively. Goes down as a single, though, for Fitzgerald. That's the 6th hit of this game here for the Blue Ribbons. Bat's coming alive, and I think we're getting a new arm out on the mound here for the Ribbons. We'll get back to that on the other side of this break. Through 5, 2 more to play. Sam Marchant, Tom D'Angelo bringing you Blue Ribbons baseball all season long. Ribbons up 4-0 right here on Blue Ribbons Media Network. Isaac Pullman on the mound for Green Bay. Beatty heads over to coach first base, which only means that Aiden Thomas is in this lineup. Gruner turns on it and laces the first pitch way foul. Almost reaches the parking lot. And a couple of young fans go running after it. Bowman, a freshman at Dakota County Technical College. 19 games played, 353 average. Dropped a couple of home runs, 12 RBIs, and swiped a couple of bases. Gets a ground out here from Gruner over to second base, and first for one. Good old connection that time. Trey Butterfield heading to Boonkhurst. First out of the inning for Pullman. Utility kid, can pitch and also plays first base. Playing with a teammate in Luke Baginski, who is with the Dairyland Collegiate League. That ball spoiled back here into the net. Dairyland Collegiate League out of Madison, Milwaukee area. Helped run by Sam Martin. There's a podcast that I'm a part of through the DCL called the Dairyland Days of Summer. Episodes release every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Something we're excited about building. And drop third strike. Head up in front of first base. And a toss over from Fitzgerald, and Brady Schulz retired on strikes.
Now by number 22, Justin Barkhurst.
Barkhurst struck out his last time up and flew out to right field. He's 0 for 2 on the day, trying to break down the system here. And a fly out, camping under it. Center fielder underneath it. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Pullman. As coming in on it was Mason Sequin out there in center field. Ribbons lead 4-0 here through 5.5. I'm Sam Marchant alongside Dom D'Angelo helping me produce this one. We'll be back on Blue Ribbons Media Network. Trey Butterfield will lead off for the Blue Ribbons. His first at bat here on opening day. And looks at strike number 1 on a breaking ball from the new pitcher in Derek Hall. Is over at third base, switches out with Scholes on the mound. Takes the second pitch, relatively same spot, but a ball. The 9-hole has seen 3 different batters here for the Ribbons. Started out Garrett Brown, then Braden Plew had a pinch hit back in the 4th. Trey Butterfield took over for him defensively as a replacement, as Plew is an outfielder. After the first pitch was a strike, Butterfield has now taken 3 straight balls. And then laces that one, trying to sneak it past the second baseman, and does so. It's an error on the new second baseman, Aiden Thomas. First time he's in this game. Played defensively in the last inning, but first action his way is an error.
Number 9, Easton Hart.
This could be last bats for the Blue Ribbons if they can shut it down in the top of the 7th. Doubleheaders are 2 7-inning ball games if you're new to the Blue Ribbons. Easton Hart doubled his last time up, an RBI. Has also scored a run in this one. Broke it open for the first run of the game and put the Blue Ribbons ahead. To the second baseman again this time. Aren't a lot of speed hustling down the first base line. And they're in time. So it'll just be a fielder's choice. Thomas goes to second.
Number 5, Easton Hart.
Covering was Barkhurst, and Barkhurst not able to get over to first in time. Just the first out, and Easton Hurd looks over at Coach Alstein for some signs. Tanner Alstein, new to the program as a manager, but has pitched for the Blue Ribbons from 2022 to 24. Was a part of that 2024 championship run. Aren't off and running into second base safely. Aiden Thomas unable to get over there, and Barkhurst backing it up. It's a stolen base for Easton Hart. Puts him in scoring position with 1 away for Easton Hurd. Olsen played at Marion University, has a psychology degree. He's in grad school at UWGB. 8th manager all-time here in Blue Ribbons history, and has previously coached at 5-star Wisconsin. Graduate of Luxembourg-Casco High School in 2021. Hurd looks at what he thought was going to be ball 2 and said it's a 1-2 count. First base coach here for the Blue Ribbons is Brett Whiffen once again. Green Bay Southwest alumni. And Easton Hurd laces the ball over in the left field. Over the head of the left fielder. Going to come around to score is Easton Hart. And into second base safely is Easton Hurd. Right away off the jump, it was back for the left fielder, Jerome Paulwalk. And Blue Ribbons now leading 5-0. Second RBI of the game for Easton Hurd. He's also scored a run. So been super productive here for the Blue Ribbons in his second game. This 2026 campaign. Another runner in scoring position. Now it's Noah Robinson. He was hit by the first pitch he saw in a pinch hit appearance. And Robinson off the pitcher, and Hall, it's going to skip away into right field. Holding up at third base is Easton Hurd. I think Alstein could have sent him, but he also had a bad send in about an inning ago that caused an out at third. Trying to go first to third was Sequin. Hall being checked down by his catcher and the umpires. Tarnowski heads out there. A couple other guys. That ball smoked him. And just one more guy on the bench. It's Rob Cook. Cook walking out there slowly. He was taking a couple of swings before. And Hall gonna see how it feels.
Dawson Schmidt.
Dawson Schmidt, due up next. And doesn't need any warm-up pitches, just going to go right into it. So runners on the corners, and one away. Schmidt turns on the first pitch, chops it foul. Reached on an error in the first and singled in a left field in his second time up. Retired for the first time as he dribbled one back to the pitcher, Schulz. That ball down in the dirt. Staying at first is Robinson as Tarnowski blocks that. Robinson, lots of speed, a 6'4", 60, and yep, he takes off to second base, but Schmidt sends it foul. Pretty talented hitter from the left side as Robinson has the speed. He's also a coach at CBT, baseball training facility. Graduated from Green Bay East High School. And overlooking his high school right here as he stands on first base. Hall steps off the back of the rubber, and he'll reset, delivering to Schmidt a 2-2 count. Ribbons ahead, 5-0. Robinson almost caught, and they say he's out over at first base. Robinson can't believe it. I think he was back in time, but a bad positioning on a two-man umpiring crew. So Robinson picked off of first base. He was going to be going in motion. Got his secondary lead. Hall steps off, turns it over, and pulls him off of first base for the second out of the inning. He'll deliver. Schmidt, a deep drive into left field. That one pretty far gone if it's fair, and just does hook left. Long strike, as they call it. Schmidt got all of it that time. Derek Hall will have to deliver another 2-2 pitch here with two away. Schmidt, that time, waits on it, turns on the breaking ball, and it's going to drop into left field, score another run. Pollock was really deep out in left field after Schmidt turned on that baseball. And Pollock just has to let it drop in front of him. Dawson Schmidt, an RBI single. Makes it 6-0 here for the Ribbons. Boonkhurst looking for a single. Drops an over, umpires drop down, and Schmidt goes fielder's choice at second base. It's Aiden Thomas to Burkhouse. That retires the Blue Ribbons in the bottom of the sixth. They lead 6-0 here on Blue Ribbons Media Network. Top of the 7th, trying to shut it down is Pullman. Isaac Pullman will get his second inning of work here for the Blue Ribbons. 3 more outs, all they need, and the Beavers have a good part of their lineup due up. Sam Marchant, Tom D'Angelo, bring you Blue Ribbons baseball all summer. We'll be back on the other side of this short break. Top half of the 7th here as the Ribbons lead 6-0. Sam Marchant bringing you Blue Ribbons baseball all summer long here on Blue Ribbons Media Network. I'm alongside Tom D'Angelo, helping me out with production for the second game of this doubleheader. TJ Tarnowski, the only Beaver to reach twice. That's aside from Schneider, the right fielder. Tarnowski on via an error from the shortstop, as well as a single. One of the only 2 hits allowed from Steinbecker. He dealt in his 5 innings of work. And now we've seen Isaac Pullman come in here and dominate a couple of hitters. 2-2 count. Ground ball over to the third base. Across the infield, the boom cursed. And easy play made over there by Sadinsky. Hot corner getting the job done. Rob Cook on deck here for the Beavers. The assistant manager has coached third base all game today. In both games. And we'll get a chance after this Beavers hitter here. Trailing over and just dropping down in left field. Arndt won't get there. Switches the glove off of his right hand and tosses one in. Pullman dealing here to Jerome Pawlak. He watches the second pitch go by for ball number 1. And then it misses high with a cloud of dust. After struggling to score runs in Game 1, the Blue Ribbons have not struggled here in Game 2. 8 hits, 6 runs, and have cleaned it up defensively. Tanner Alstein still trying to figure out what's going to work for his lineup defensively this summer. Obviously, it's more about the development of these guys, getting them to have game-like reps. So a lot of them are high school grads or working through out of their college seasons. Freshmen, sophomore, juniors, a couple of seniors. Count run full here from Pullman, and he's going to miss inside. It'll be ball 4, and Pawlak will reach first base. brings up Rob Cook. Wearing the 1 jersey here for the Beavers. He'll go against Pullman. And swings through that fastball. Second one catches the corner, and behind 0-2 here is Cook. Nine spot for the Beavers has also seen 3 batters. Cook goes down swinging. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. 2 of them he swung through, and he watched one in between there.
Now batting number 24, Aiden Thomas.
Excuse me, Cook just pinch hit for Derek Hall, pitcher. And now will be Aiden Thomas, the 9-hole hitter. 2 away here for Pullman. Trying to get a save for the Ribbons and put them up at 1-1 here on the season. A non-league game, first time that the Blue Ribbons have faced the Beavers, at least within the last 6 years. And down on strikes, goes down looking. Does Aiden Thomas. Pullman gets a save, and your Blue Ribbons take game 2, 6-0 over the Beavers. Good old huddle on the mound, and Green Bay gets the win. They split today. Drop game 1, 10-3, and then take a commanding game 2, 6-0. 8 hits, just 1 error for your Ribbons. On the opposing side, Beavers have 2 hits and 4 errors. Green Bay will be back here at the Joe on Tuesday for another home game. First 11 or so are home games for the Ribbons. Hope to have a better position of audio, technology, all the things. But on behalf of Dom D'Angelo, Sam Marchand, everybody within this Blue Ribbons organization, we are thankful to bring you Blue Ribbons baseball all summer long right here on Blue Ribbons Media Network. We'll talk soon.